Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video, welcome to a real short car review. The car behind me is the new Farizon V7E and today I'm at a launch event, launch location of this new electric commercial van. So let's get started. So here it is. Farizon is part of the Geely Group, the Geely Corporation that we know from Volvo, Polestar, Lincoln Co, brands like that. And Farizon is the brand for commercial vans. They already have the SV on sale, which is a larger model than the new V7E, which is their smaller van. It's intended, designed for, cost of ownership, but it's not built cheap. It's a very well thought out vehicle. So let me start with the most important things. What you see is what you get. There's only one body style available, so there are no various wheelbases, nor are there any variations in length and roof height. This is what you get. The only options are, there are two sizes of battery packs, namely a 50 and a 67 kilowatt hour battery. You can choose body colors. White is the standard color, and blue and green, both are metallic colors, are optional, and there are several option packages. This one has the option package with a second sliding door behind the driver's seat on the left hand side, and there is an option package which adds heated windscreen, heated seats, heated steering wheel and such, and there is an option package that includes a tow hook. Two opening doors, and they open to a 270-degree angle. Haven't tried it, but you can see those little pucks on the side here that hold the door once they are fully open. So they open, and they always open to this, now the puck holds it, to this 270-degree angle. Real wide door opening. Let's open the second door. You see you have these little holders to hold the door open to the 90-degree angle. So you may expect the battery is under the car floor. It's a structural part of the car body, so the battery pack has a structural housing, and that provides a couple of real nice benefits. One is the structural integrity of the body, and the second is that you have a real low center of gravity, and that's pretty common for EVs. Now the height from the road to the cargo floor is 51 centimeters. So let's get in and point the camera at myself for once. This cargo space has a capacity of 7 cubic meters. The length of the cargo floor from the back to here is almost 3 meters. It's 2.9 meters from the top of my head, and the load capacity is 1380 kilos. So let's get out. It's very easy to get in and out, and it's real nice that you have this low step of 51 centimeters. The standard version comes with a sliding door on the right hand side, and this car has the optional sliding door on the opposite side. Real large door opening, 1 meter and 10 centimeters. That's really nice to get larger stuff in and out. And as you can see, it slides open when the rear doors are also open. Again, very easy ingress and egress. And let's open the second optional sliding door. Look at this. This is just great. And this van is especially intended for city traffic, city deliveries. So when you can park with one side only towards the sidewalk, you have always a large sliding door on that side. Let's do a quick walk around. So what is this van and what isn't it? Well, it's purely intended as a pure electric workhorse. Farizon have tested this car with a lifespan of 400,000 kilometers in mind, and you can expect this van to reach that mileage or kilometers without any major issues. They were really focused on cost of ownership, so reliability was a key development point. Now, looking at the van, it's not the widest van, but it's really meant for maneuverability in the city. As you can see, the wheels are at the utmost corners in the front, improving maneuverability, so there's not a large overhang that you might smack into poles. Have to add to that, the car standard comes with a 360-degree panoramic view monitor, which is great, and also parking sensors front and back are standard on this car. Now, being an EV, battery size is important. As said, 50 and 67 kilowatt hour battery packs. The battery comes with 8-year warranty. The overall warranty for the van is 5 years, and for both the battery and the rest of the vehicle there is a maximum of 200,000 kilometers for the warranty period. Now, as you can see, the sides are very straight, very flat. It's really designed with the intention of having function over form. So real flat panels, but that leaves a nice area for, well, advertisement and commercial outings on the car. As you can see, this version has plastic wheel covers. The standard version comes with steel wheels only, but the importer has an action where the Pro Plus package, which includes the heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated windscreen, which is super nice, without any additional cost until the end of June. So grab one while you can. Now, of course, being an EV, you may wonder, well, what's the range of this vehicle? Well, Farizon has two ways of measuring it. One is in-city driving, because this van is intended as a city delivery van. And there's a second way of measuring, which is the WLTP cycle, which is more realistic for delivery work and when you do some highway or back road driving. Starting with the larger battery pack, the 67 kilowatt hour battery. In city driving you can expect a range of 475 kilometers, and in the WLTP cycle that is 338 kilometers. For the smaller battery pack, the largest range, city range, is 328 kilometers, and in WLTP cycle that's 240 kilometers. But then again, if you start loading it up, that will decrease the range dramatically. But vans like this are mostly used for transporting volume, not necessarily weight. Now let's look at the interior, because the driver's cab is actually really nice. So this van has keyless entry. I currently have the key in my pocket. When I approach the vehicle, it unlocks and it starts up. So there is some of my camera equipment. Let me show you around first. So I think it's a real nice cab. There was a beep because it says it's started up now. Nice fabric seats. In this case they are heated and they are made of recycled plastic. So there is recycled plastic fiber material in here. I think the dashboard design overall is really nice. There are a lot of cubbies and pockets for smaller stuff. You can get drinking bottles in the door pockets over there. There is a little pocket in this armrest, and it has little cutouts to clamp and stuff in here. And this, by the way, is the door handle, so you can get your hand off the steering wheel and grab the handle and simply open the door. Anyway, there is the sensor and camera cluster for the advanced driver aid systems. That little pocket over here is currently unpopulated, but there can be a tachograph installed in there. But for those of you outside Europe, that's not important to know. But I think the dashboard design is a little bit reminiscent of Kia's. It's real nice materials, at least real nice color choice. As you may expect, the materials are hard but very easy to clean. And I think the same can be said for the seats. If you get stains on them, this is really durable material that's very easy to clean. So let's get inside. Here are a couple of buttons for drive modes. The gear selector is this little lever over here, and we have a normal light switch button on here, and this is to operate the wipers. A little bit different than I'm used to. It looks a bit like the Mercedes method, but anyway, you'll get used to it, especially if you drive this thing on a daily basis. Infotainment is here. Nice thing is if you swipe it down, you have access to all the driver aid system that you want to switch off. So want to switch the lane keep assist off, confirm that. And also the speed, the overspeed warning, which is a nuisance in every new car. Having a quick look in this interior, so it's a 2.5 passenger seat setup. If need be, you can sit here with 3 passengers, but I think it's a real nice, well thought out driver space. But it's nice that we have to drive over this bumpy bit of grass over here. You can tell that the suspension is firm. It's really intended for transporting loads, so it's really intended to have some load on the rear axle, but nevertheless, it's confidence inspiring. I've driven fans in the past, and when they were empty, they were really bumpy, quite a handful to drive, and it's not the case with this V7E. So it already feels good. Steering wheel is nicely weighted, adjustability of the steering wheel. Telescoping is quite large. Let's not do that while driving. Must say the overall visibility of the bodywork is nice, it's good. Nice large windscreen, and it has really short front overhang, so you can drive up real close to objects if need be in tight spaces. So one thing that's really important in electric vehicles, in my opinion, is a very predictable acceleration. You can have this van, any other electric vehicle, fly away as soon as you touch the accelerator, but this really has a nice transition from a standstill into moving. Okay, white fanmans always seem to be in a hurry, but this is very controlled if you want it to be. One thing that I miss is the height adjustability of the driver's seat. I would preferably sit a little bit higher, but I think I can get away with it. The seats, the cushions are very firm, and of course you don't have much bolstering on the side because you do get in and out so many times during a day, hundreds of times during a day. So you don't want to have bolstering on the left hand side near the door, but seating comfort feels good. Nice large seat and nice large seat back too, I must say. It comes standard with climate control, with AC, of course. And it's really nice to see a heated windscreen as an option in this car. And the price for these options, I don't know from the top of my mind, but it isn't much. They are very affordable. Now, of course, prices may differ per country, so I'll put the Dutch prices in screen, otherwise we'll get such a plethora of numbers. The maneuverability of this van is said to be excellent. And truth be told, I can concur. This really is nice and good oversight during turning and backing up in these small driveways that you have here. If you're doing deliveries around here, it's not bad at all. Now, it's not all praise and glory. I do notice that there are some road noises, especially when the cargo area is completely empty. There's a little tire noise, a little road noise. I looked at the tires, I'm gonna show you close up in a second, but they are not European name brand tires. I think if you put Michelin tires under here, it will be much quieter in this driver cabin, but this is true for all vans, by the way. And also notice I have to slow down for oncoming traffic, and it's a one-lane road. The regen braking is actually really nice, but I don't see any settings for regen braking, at least not with pedals on the steering wheel. So I just hopped in when driving, but the way things are set up, especially regen braking, feels very natural. The brake pedal feel is also very predictable, and the same can be said for the steering wheel. The power assist is nicely weighted, and the speed of the steering rack is also nice. Great for maneuvering in cities and on smaller roads, but this van will not feel nervous or twitchy when you do highway driving. Anyway, let's round up this driving segment and go to my final thoughts. See you in a second. So, final thoughts, and they are coming from the editing room this time. The camera didn't make it to the end of the video, and I also noticed the abysmal audio and video quality, so my apologies for that. I tried to straighten things out here. Anyway, Farizon, how to pronounce the brand name? I ask and they say potato, potato, to each his own. The V7E is a pretty interesting newcomer. What stands out most to me is the maneuverability of the car, of the van. It has a real tight turning radius, and it's very easy to live with, especially since it is a narrow car. It may look somewhat odd, but it is really practical, and within that small exterior volume, you get a lot of cargo space. It's really practical, and I would suggest you always get a version with a second sliding door. The price that you pay for it is in the second trim levels or a second package that you can get, but it's really worth the money. And then again, it still is a very good offer for its price point. For around 30,000 euro you get the largest cargo capacity and load capacity in its class. I didn't discuss charging times, so I want to straighten that out right now. For the smaller battery pack, fast charging with 100 kilowatt is done in 18 minutes from 10 to 18%, and on the regular 11 kilowatt AC charger it takes 5 hours to fully load the battery, and for the larger battery pack, fast charging 30 minutes, regular charging 6.5 hours. And since these fans have a real good range, so the energy consumption is pretty good, and they mentioned the energy consumption. On average the energy consumption is 22 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and that is with a loaded fan. So all in all, very practical, very good offering for its price point, and the V7E is just a real honest workhorse. They have a good large corporation behind them. The Geely corporation also owns Volvo, and they have a lot of knowledge about European manufacturing, and that when you look up close to the fan, the details, how it's constructed, how it's put together, it's a really well put together fan. And as said, they mentioned that these fans are built for a lifespan of at least 400,000 kilometers. I think yeah, it's a pretty competitive offering. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!